Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Yarn and You Girl podcast. I'm Janine, also known as Yarn and You Girl on Ravelry, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as Yarn and You. I really appreciate you checking me out today. I have a great episode planned with some fun, exciting things going on. And if you want to find me, if you want to check out the store or see what we've got going on in the store right now, that is where I post my show notes as well as in the Ravelry group. The Ravelry group is called the Yarn and You Girl podcast. And the website you can find the show notes at is at yarnandyou.com. So feel free to check it out. Thanks for coming and joining me today if you're a new viewer, and thanks for coming back and watching if you're a returning viewer, because you guys are the reason that I'm here. I really have a lot of fun just sharing what's going on in my life with my knitting and my sewing. So I really just have a good time with you guys, and it's you guys that make me keep coming back. So anyway, moving on, I've got some exciting stuff, like I said, going on, and let's just dive right in. I've got a finished object. I know I've been going dreadfully slow on some of these things that I've been knitting, and I think my brain hasn't quite been in the knitting mode. I've been doing a little bit of sewing, but I kind of reevaluated things after last episode and realized that I've been focusing a lot of my time on my sewing, which is fine, but I really needed to finish finish something in my knitting, because there were more things that I wanted to work on and different yarns that I just purchased that I want to dive into, and I needed to have something finished to do that. So I put the sewing a little bit on the back burner, but I did do a little bit, so I have some to show you, but mostly tried to focus on my knitting, and I did get a significant amount done, and I did get a finished object. So enough about that. That means it's time to show you my finished object, and it's my Hermione's Everyday Socks. This was done in a sock I did with a sock blank by Gail's Art, and the sock blank was the Dancing Bunnies colorway. It's very Easter like, as you can see. Lots of pastels, blue, light peachy, purple, and then it did have these areas where there were bunnies stamped on the blank, and this like variegated section of the toe here is where I got into one of those bunnies sections. I was kind of disappointed because this one I got to go through the entire bunny section here with my heel flap, and I must not have lined up or split the skein or split the blank very well, because I only ended up just barely getting into the variegated area, and I was really hoping that I would get it here, but I didn't want to cut and move and add. I just was fine, whatever, I'm going to go with it. But anyway, so I do have a pair of finished socks, and I'm glad that these are done, because like I said, I've got a lot of other sock yarn, and I really wanted to dive into some other things. I'd bought some new sock patterns, and I just wanted to go right into something else. So these are done, finally. They're going to go in my little sock collection. I'm attempting the Box of Socks Cal, which is a 12 socks in the calendar year from January to December. And I think right now this might be pair number 5 or number 6. Don't have a lot going on, but I'm going to attempt it. I'm not going to try to go crazy at it. If I don't make all 12 in the year, that's fine. If I do, then great. I'll sign up for the Cal and put my box of socks in the drawing. And yeah, so anyway, one more down for that. And that's all really that I have for finished objects. I do have a couple things that I'm still working on, and I'll show you guys those. I started again on working a little bit more on my design sock. I talked last time about how I just had put the design sock down and was kind of it's harder to knit when you're doing your own design, just because you're thinking about it all the time and it's not mindless. So I decided again, I kind of reevaluated at the end of the podcast section last two weeks from today, I guess. And just decided that I would really kind of start working on it. I love the needles that I'm doing. These are, that I'm using. So these are my Chow Goos. I think that's how you say it. And it's a 40-inch circular, and they slide so much nicer through the yarn. I don't feel like it catches. I did my Hermione's Everyday socks on a 40-inch Addy Turbo lace, which I always liked them before, but they do have a little bit of a stickiness to them, where the yarn kind of snags on them and they can't really like move the project back and forth really easily. I can really move the yarn back and forth easily on these, and I love that. And this is my only pair of Chow Goos, so I really want to get a couple more pairs of, this circular, and then use all my socks on this kind of needle, because all my other sock needles are Addies, or I do have a couple Hayahayas, but most of the rest of mine are Addy Turbo Lace because of the points, because didn't really like their sock specific ones, or the Addy, I think they're just Addy Turbos. They're not, they're faster as far as slipperier, but they have a more blunted point, and when you do lace work and stuff, I think that you really need a sharp tipped needle. So these ones are really sharp. The Addy regular one, the Turbos, are slick but blunted, so I don't have any sock needles like that. And the Rockets, or the Turbo Lace Rockets, I think they're called, or the Turbo Lace, they have a pointier tip, but they have sticky. And I know that they have a new sock needle that's this lace point and not sticky. I have not tried those yet. I think they're called their Turbo Socks or something like that. I don't really know. I just know I've seen them in places. I just haven't really looked deep into what it was called. I know that at the time I was perfectly comfortable with the sock needles that I was using, but since I've started using these, I really like these a lot. My Hayahayas are nice and sharp too, and they're pretty slippery as well. I don't have as many of those either though. So most of my go-to were the Addies. So I need to kind of maybe replace or put those aside and bring out the ones that I really like. But anyway, on about the needles. I did get some good progress done on my design sock. So this yarn is Bumble Birch. It is 3-ply sock yarn. Let me see if I can find the tag. It's cut in half, but its colorway is Rosemary, and it's her Wellspring, or the Wellspring 3-ply fingering weight. So you get 490 yards per 100 grams, and it's 100% superwash merino. And I really am liking how the pattern is showing up on these socks. I did this pair of socks already. My very first one was in a variegated black and white and pink color, and you couldn't really see the design on the foot very well. You could see the little twist stitches here, but you could not see the design on the sock very well. So I wanted to do it in kind of a tonal so you could really make out the pattern. So I'm almost to the heel flap. I'm almost done with the chart right before the heel flap, so I'm excited about that, and then I'll do the heel flap and start working on the foot. So things are moving along pretty well on this, and I think I will be needing some test knitters in a little bit for that, so I'll keep you guys posted. I have all the charts written up, and I'm working out the details of the heel and stuff right now, and should be in the next month or so have it ready. I've been working a little bit more at my regular job, and I'm trying to focus more on stuff going on here at the house with the family, and we're going on vacation and doing all those things. So I don't have as much time to write up the patterns, but I do have a significant portion of it done and will have it ready soon. So I will keep you guys posted on that. And that is, I don't know what I'm going to call them yet. So if you guys have any suggestions, would love suggestions for the name. Right now I'm just calling them my mirror image socks because they are a mirror image of each other. Ooh, I know what I could call them. You guys, I'm such a pharmacy geek or chemistry geek too. So pharmacy is my first career. I'm a pharmacist normally in my regular job. But in chemical structures, they have enantiomers, and a right enantiomer and a left enantiomer, and they're basically a mirror image chemical structure. So I think I might call them enantiomer socks. What do you guys think? Let me know. That just kind of popped in my head, and I think that's kind of cool. So that might be actually the name of this pair of socks. I would have to check on Ravelry and maybe see if nobody else has the name, and then we'll kind of go from there. But that's sort of the idea. They are mirror image. So I kind of like that. That might be kind of fun to throw my chemistry geekiness in there. So that's that. And then my last work in progress is my flax sweater. And this one's coming along really well. I'm really close to being done with this one. And we were leaving on vacation here this upcoming Wednesday. And so I think I want to try to get it done before then. I don't know if I won't need it for the trip or anything because we're not camping, but it is gonna be my camping sweater. It's a little bit big, kind of boxy, it doesn't have a lot of shape, but it's gonna be super comfy. So let's see. So I've got the whole body done and one sleeve almost all the way to the cuff. I think I just have like a few more inches to go. I did run out of my I have one more skein of this yarn. It's Madeline Tosh DK Cove color, and I have one more skein, but I haven't wound it up yet. It's sitting in my stash, and so when I got to the end of this skein, that's kind of where it stopped because I haven't wound it up, and I've been working on the other things since. So I just have a few more inches, and then I do the cuff, and then I just have the second arm to do. And I put it on, and it fits. It's roomy, like I said. It's real roomy in the arms and chest, and it's a little longer than traditional, maybe fitted sweater would be, but I like it. It's going to be cozy. It's going to be warm, and this yarn is really nice. I did have some trouble with a couple areas in the first skein where the yarn, when they spun it maybe got real thin in a particular area, and it was splitting, and so I had to kind of cut the yarn in that area and then add, new yarn to it. But it's fine now, and I haven't had any other trouble with any of the other skeins. It was just that one skein. There were like 4 or 5 spots that were really thinned out. So not a big deal. It was a little frustrating working on it at the time like that, but I'm over it. It's better. So anyway, that's my flax sweater. Oh, and my puppy just totally barged in. I thought I had the door closed, and he just came right over. You want to come over and say hi, Papa? Come over and say hi. Here, let's see if I can angle this and you guys can. Oh, there he goes. All right, that's my dog Tonks, and he is a Labradoodle. We love him. He's so cute. Anyway, that is my flax sweater, and that is my last work in progress right now. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is what I'm super excited about, and it's my very first knit along. So I hope you guys want to join me on this because I am so excited. I'm going to call it my Lacy Days of Summer knit along, and that is because it's going to require a couple different things. Either lace weight yarn for your project or lace pattern for your project. And it could be anything. So any lace weight yarn project or any yarn project with a predominant lace feature, and that's all you need to qualify. So I will have a finished objects thread put up in the Ravelry group, and I will have a chatter thread too where people can comment. I am going to do mine in a lace weight yarn. Sorry, dry mouth today. I'm going to do mine in a lace weight yarn, and I'm going to use this Anzula Breeze. Oh, that's washing out really bad. Let's see. Anzula Breeze. It's a lace weight. It is a linen silk blend. I have not knit with a linen silk blend before, so I'm super excited about it. This has been something that I've been noticing. Like, I have this in my shop, and it is one of the yarns that's just like flying out the door. I did order some more, so I do have some colors and stuff still left in the shop, but it's been my most popular item for the last like 2 months. So I wanted to know what all the, I know it's nice yarn. That's why I ordered it for the shop. But I also wanted to knit with it and get a feel for it and see what, what kind of pattern I could make with it. So I bought myself 2, and each skein is 750 yards. It doesn't have a gram weight, so I didn't weigh it. It is a 65% silk, 35% linen, and the color I am doing it in is a dusty rose. So it's very neutral, lightish, light, you can't really even tell, but it's kind of a light pink. And I thought it would be really nice for this new pattern that I bought, and this is the pattern. It's Quince & Co. It's the Ella. It's like a bolero wrap, sort of. And it just looks super pretty. I think they used the designs by Hannah Fettig. I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I butchered your name, Hannah. And it is their yarn. They used Piper, which is a lace, I believe it's a lace weight. It said it was lace weight. It is 50% Texas wool, 50% Texas mohair. And yeah, I think it's supposed to be a lace weight. So, at least, but that's what they use. Anyway, I'm going to use mine. So I am going to start swatching for this and starting that Ella Bolero. And I think that we'll start the knit along on August 1st, and I'm going to let it run through the end of September. So you have 2 months to do something with lace weight or lace pattern and post it up on the finished objects thread in the Ravelry group. And I don't have any prizes quite yet, but I am working on some for the finished knit along. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, because that's what I've been wanting to do, is I love doing the ones for the other podcasts, and so I wanted to have one that you guys could do. And you can totally dip into as many knit alongs as you want. I don't care. I just want people to get creative and do something with a lace weight yarn or a lace pattern out of their comfort zone. For me, I've never finished a project with lace weight yarn. I did start a project. Oh, well, that's a lie. I'm sorry. That's a total lie. I forgot. I did do a cowl with Madeline Tosh Prairie, and I did finish that one. It was hard, and not because of the pattern or anything, but it had a provisional cast on, and then at the end you have to graft it together, and I had never done that at the time. And the whole grafting at the end, when you take the yarn off the provisional cast on and have to like, get it together with the other one, I seriously had panic attack at that point. I was sweating and breathing really hard because this yarn is so thin, and it took me forever to do this, and I'd worked so hard on the project, and I was, afraid I was going to drop all these stitches, and it was just, everything was so small. And I went into the shop that I got the pattern from at the time, and they helped me make sure that I didn't miss anything. I did it at home first, but I literally was like sick to my stomach. Oh goodness, there's my dog. I'm sorry. I was literally sick to my stomach doing it. So that was like my last experience with a finished project with lace weight. So this is hopefully going to be a little bit better. I am a lot more advanced than I was then, so I think that it won't be an issue. And I'm much more comfortable with drop stitches and fixing errors now than I was before also. So it just comes with the repetitive, and you just keep doing it, and after a while it just kind of clicks and you figure it out. So I have since figured it out, but that was very stressful for me. I wonder if you guys have the same kind of anxiety that I had for that type of thing when you're doing a new project and you've worked so hard, and you just don't want to rip it out. And I know that some new knitters have issues like that as well, and that's usually the most frustrating part of learning this craft, is making the mistake and not knowing how to fix it. So it's nice when you do finally figure it out. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to do the Ella Bolero. I hope you all will join me and do something, either that or some other Lacy project, and I can't wait. So you have like a week, a little less than maybe about a week. Yeah, a week from I think the 1st is Monday, next Monday. So you have a week to kind of get your stuff together. And then we're going to start on August 1st and cast on, around there. So if you have a project that you've been thinking about, yeah, feel free to pop in and join the knit along. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will keep you updated when I have prizes for that as well. So that is most everything for the knitting. And I do have a little bit of sewing that I'll talk to you guys about. I am working on a shirt right now, a different shirt pattern, yay. I've been working on this particular Agnes pattern for the last 6 or 7 things that I've sewn. So this is a new project that I started, and I'm excited. I think I shared with you guys last time about how I bought these Gertie books. So it's in her Gertie Sews Vintage Casual book, and it is the 40s style shirt. I think I also shared with you guys a little bit about how I had traced out the pattern on butcher paper and cut it out, and I had all the fabric cut out, so I have since put some of it together. And if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen a couple things that I've done there. So let me show you the pattern, or the shirt. It's just this little button up. You see that? It's called the 40s style shirt, 40s style blouse. And I just thought it would be super cute, just basic wardrobe, casual wardrobe piece. And I happen to have some red and white polka dot cotton I bought at Hancock Fabric when they were going out of business in our area. I bought it on clearance, and I had 2 yards of it because at the time you had to buy a minimum of 2 yards of anything off of a bolt because they were getting rid of everything. So I bought 2 yards thinking I would do something with it. I was thinking I would make project bags out of it, but I hadn't gotten to it yet, so I decided I would dive right in and do the blouse in that. And I think it's going to be really, really cute. So it's kind of pinned a little bit right now. So I've done both the sleeves and the front, and I'm working on getting, these are the facings and the collar, so it's kind of a mess. right now. But yeah, both the sleeves, and I did all the darts and everything. And so this is the fabric. It's just this nice little, you can see the darts that I've done in the front here. And I had put it on when I first sewed the shoulder seams and the sides together. I put it on just to kind of gauge if I got the right size. And it was quite tight here in the armpits. And I thought, oh no, I already done all this, and this is supposed to be my trial run, so that's okay, but I was still a little like, dang, I really wanted this to work out. So I had done the seam allowance is 5/8 inch, which everybody seems to have the same 5/8 inch seam allowance on most patterns. So I just ripped everything out from the shoulder seams and the side seams, and I made my seam allowance a little bit smaller. So mine's more of like 3/8 inch seam allowance. That way, when I did that, it seemed to loosen things up quite a bit. It now like crosses my chest right here. So when I button it, it hopefully won't pucker and pull. And it was not nearly as tight right here in the armpit area. So that's great. I am really excited about this. I had to do the sleeves a couple times. The cuff I put on backwards the first time, so I ended up having to rip that out and put that on the right way. But it's been fun. I've been not doing a ton because I'm trying to focus, like I said, on other things and some of my knitting projects and my design. And but this is kind of fun. It's just taking me a little bit longer because it's not something that I've done a lot of, so I'm not super comfortable with how to put a collar on or how to do cuffs, things like that. So I've been going quite slow with it, making sure I'm reading the instructions really carefully. And, I've had to make some steps, go backwards and steps and then forwards and then backwards a little bit. So, you're always learning. I'm trying to learn as I go. So, and my new sewing machine has been great. So I really am so happy with that purchase. I've been having a great time with that. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. I don't have any acquisitions really to show you guys today or anything else. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of the knit along that I'm starting, and I hope that you will really join me. I am so excited about it, and like I said, I'll be swatching it up this week. Now that I've got something off the needles, I'm really hoping to get started on this project maybe while we're gone on vacation. I just want to dive right into it, and I really wanted to do this with you guys. So it's the Lacy Days of Summer Cal, and I will maybe start a hashtag for that, a hashtag Lacy Days of Summer, and we'll see how that goes, and I'll put all that in the show notes. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It's pretty short today. I kind of in and out, hopefully. I have a lot of other business to attend to, children, birthday parties, and things to go to. But I'm glad that you came. I'm glad that you watched, and thank you so much for being here. Be sure to, like I said, subscribe. Then you'll know when I update new videos. If you're interested in some of this Anzula Breeze, I do have some colors in the shop, yarnandyou.com, and I have some more coming, so keep an eye out for new colors and stuff in there as well. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.